Aaron, it says we're live now, according to my phone. Right here on Facebook. The Facing Book.
Coming in. I hear we're live.
We're live. There we are. The two regular guys on Facebook and right here at the DAX show.
Oh, it's delayed.
Oh, that's super weird the way you leaned in but you're not there in the picture, but you're right here next to me.
But I'm here now, Terry. There we go. Hey, look.
Yeah, we're not going to be able to look at that.
But I just had to have this here for the comments.
For the comments, exactly.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So, all right. Oh, here we go. Cindy, hello. So we don't have a producer right now. We'll have to effort on that.
Eric Erich is off, I think, probably doing a seminar. I'm not sure.
Doing a seminar, doing his own live. He's
his own show,
own podcast.
What's up with
all that kind of fun stuff. Hey there, how are you guys doing? Welcome into DAX 2020, Terry.
Exactly, right here in Kansas City, Kansas City, it was 19 degrees when we walked over here today.
Kansas City.
The great state of Kansas City. Yeah, I know there's a lot of confusion. I used to live in Kansas City, though, so let me explain.
Okay, all right.
Kansas City, there's two states. There's Kansas, there's Missouri.
Yeah.
The bulk of Kansas City is in Missouri, but the suburbs, a lot of the suburbs, where I lived anyway, I lived in Overland Park.
Yeah.
On the Kansas side. So it's 5 counties, two states. Kansas City is a very broad broad description of an awesome place. I love Kansas City, and if it wasn't 19 degrees here, I wouldn't mind living here again. But
because it's not 19 degrees in Scottsdale, Arizona.
It was 80 degrees when I left yesterday. So
nice. All right. Well, good stuff. Good morning, everybody. We've got so if Eric is off, y'all come on late. That's pretty much true. When we are left to our own devices, we show up late.
Yeah,
so that's good. Cindy, thank you.
We're much better in front of the camera than behind the camera.
But we do have a nice setup. We'll get some pictures and stuff like that for those of you that aren't able to be here. But if you are here, please come by booth 401, 403, 405.
Right.
We got our good friends with CorralTrainer.com next to us over here. AJ and Clay.
Yeah.
Good morning, gentlemen. You're looking very sharp in your
in their striped shirts.
I know, matching too. These fine gentlemen. We will get Clay over here when he's got a moment to tell us a little bit more about CorralTrainer.com and the software that plug in right into CorralDraw. You can actually learn Corral inside of Corral. Pretty cool concept. So
exactly.
we got to check that out. And
but if you're going to be coming to the show, we have our fully inflated couch over there.
We do.
We have an inflatable couch, and the couch was not a big deal, but the cushions, that was another whole.
Very well done, Terry. You really blew on that one.
It was we had to be a little inventive to get the cushions inflated.
Yeah,
but
indeed.
It was all good.
All right. So let's see here. I'm looking at some comments over here on the phone, and Terry's got notes here.
I do. I have my junior yellow legal pad that during the zombie apocalypse, I will have all my notes, and yours will be lost.
That's right.
Forever.
So, Jeff checking in this morning. And right now, unfortunately, guys, I've only got the Facebook comments. So if you're checking in over on YouTube, I don't know what's happening over there. Maybe we should turn the computer around.
Ooh, there's that thought.
That could be a good idea. All right. Well, good stuff here. So, Terry, DAX Kansas City, this is the kickoff to the DAX 2020 season.
Right.
Boy, I think doors were, they flooded in, right?
Exactly right. I walked by a couple of the seminars. I wanted to say hello to Kayla from Atlas Screen Supply, doing her very first seminar ever. And I went by the stalls seminar, and it was standing room only, and literally people were standing in the back and along the walls on each side. So these anybody that hasn't been to a DAX show, you need to check it out. These are great shows. I believe 22, 23 years, something like that, Aaron?
Yeah, 22. Yeah, something like that. They're of age. You know,
They are
they're of
age,
drinking age. So
we
speaking,
did.
speaking of that, there are cup holders in the inflatable couch. I don't know if you noticed
Right,
that.
they're covered up by our two regular guys' throw, but there's a couple of pillows over there as well. If you
Nice.
need to kind of lay down and.
Yep, come check it out. So let's talk a little bit about what our kind of I don't know, our thought, our plan, why we're here. People that we've known for years going, oh, you guys got a booth here.
Yeah,
what's that all about?
Exactly.
And, what are you selling? Well, we're not selling anything.
And that's the beauty of it. It's the
Yeah.
first trade show I've been to in many years where I wasn't had to get myself psyched up to, okay, everybody that walks in the booth, I'm going to give you the pitch. And no, we have no pitch. We're we're talking here about education.
Yep.
And which is true to our hearts in the industry. And so we're going to be here for a couple of days talking about that. This afternoon at 4:00, we're going to be doing a forum.
Oh, we have to pose for a picture.
Oh, we are posing for a picture.
Makes for great live video, right?
Aaron, speaking of that, the very first person that walked by the booth today said, hey, you don't know me, but I listen to your guys' show all the time.
Cindy Lamb.
And yeah, absolutely. And she said how much she appreciated the show. And we love to hear from you guys. And by the way, Jeremy Thompson from the Top Tees attended my screen printing class last week. And I wanted to mention
two regular guys listener.
Regulator. He's a regulator.
Called,
exactly right. Exactly right.
Nice.
In fact, I said, so what brought you to the class? And he said, well, I listen to your show all the time. So that's very cool. We love to hear that. And
definitely.
And but I was going to say at 4:00 this afternoon, we're going to be doing a forum. We're going to have a panel discussion.
I thought it was at like 3.
Is it at 3?
3 to 4:30, I thought.
That's probably right.
Okay. 3 to 4:30 Central Time. Maybe you're on Arizona time.
I'm probably on Arizona time, right?
Okay.
Which we're on Mountain Standard Time right now.
Are you or Pacific? I can never remember.
We're Mountain Standard. Yeah, that's right. We do not change our clocks because we choose to not participate.
Yeah. Well, my favorite line of yours regarding that is, if you lived in a desert, would you want an extra hour of sunlight? So
exactly right. Yeah, let's tack on another hour of sunshine. It's 112 degrees today.
Yeah, exactly. So some really cool stuff going on here. Like I said, real excited to see just the flow of people. We've got folks walking by, and we will be grabbing some folks to talk to them here as we can. And then right across from us, though, I love all the lighting. The lighting's great. We've got Apex over there.
Yeah, it's
and beautiful setup and some great transfers. They got custom applique, digital applique, distressed applique.
Yeah, those are very cool. Very cool.
Extremely cool. And so come by and make sure. What booth number are you over there? 402. So yeah, just look for the goofy guys with the blow up couch, and then right across the way, there's some professionals around. So.
Right.
Good stuff happening there.
Tomorrow, by the way, Aaron, we're going to be doing at 1:00, I believe, correct? We're going to be doing a panel for screen printers and embroiderers, and excited about doing that.
Yeah.
I know for screen printing, we've got somebody from Lawson Screen Supply, and we have somebody from Vastex who will be talking screen printing.
Yeah. And then we'll have Christine Shreve, the inventor of the term regulators.
Exactly.
For the regular guys listeners. And Eric Campbell, the one and only. As long as he doesn't big time us, I feel like maybe he's big timing us right now.
Yeah, he's got his own show now.
In fact, Heidi says here, can you run over Eric's take up? So actually, Eric's take up session will be going live right here from this location, I believe, as long as he agrees with our setup here.
Yeah,
and,
where it says two
he's
regular
a pretty
guys.
Technical dude. He's got the green screen going all the time and stuff like that. So, yeah. So look for that this afternoon. I don't know exactly what time he does that, but should be good.
Yeah. We had quite a setup of folks yesterday or last night at the restaurant at the hotel.
Yep.
And Scott Ritter stopped by, who Scott and Margie run this show, and we had Christine Shreve, we had Eric, Hawkeye Welsh from Brother hung out with us for a while, so it was old home week.
Okay, so we've got some questions here. I can't remember his name. Are you guys going to be in Chicago as well? Okay, we've got some listeners asking if you guys will be in Chicago. So Apex will be in Chicago and Minnesota, I'm assuming, because that's probably home turf, right?
Probably going to do their best not to be across the aisle from us.
All right, cool. Well, thank you very much. So Heidi, yes, Apex will be there in Chicago, so make sure you track them down. beautiful bright screen on their backdrop, so you'll be able to find them pretty easily. Looks fantastic. Not a thrown together blow up couch and rando stuff. Anyhow, all right. So Jeff's got another question here. I want to go back to. Hi guys, completely random question. You visit most of the shows. How do you think DAX, NBM, Impressions, ThreadX, etc. are different or the same? If you've been to one of them, have you been to? And I'm assuming that says oh, I gotta do see more. Oh, here we go. Come on. Been to all of them. Just trying to figure out where to go next.
Well, my take is this, go to the closest show to you.
Yeah.
A lot of the vendors are going to be the same vendors no matter which show you go to. The Impressions Expo and the DAX show, all the seminars that you go to are paid seminars, which means you pay a fee to attend. That translates to there's not going to be any sales pitch in there. In fact, when we do a seminar at one of these events, we can't really talk about brands or anything like that.
Sign a contract that you're not going to be selling and that you're actually there to educate.
Right. The MBM show, the great thing about MBM is they have so many different locations. They always try to do a couple of new shows every year. Just did Santa Clara outside of San Francisco, some places like that. They're going to be doing Richmond. They're going to be doing Baton Rouge.
No, that's Impressions.
Oh, that's Impressions. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. The former Houston show. But anyway, the MBM show, though, those all the seminars are sponsored, which means that
the speakers are paying for the slot, basically.
Exactly
so
right. Exactly right. So
they've got to recoup some costs there somehow.
Exactly. A lot of great information, but there will likely be a sales pitch at the end.
Yeah, exactly. And then you've got ThreadX, which is more just a conference. There's no trade show floor or anything like that. Conference. Right. In fact, we got a chance to talk to Jay Bear while Terry was sick, and he's going to be one of the keynote speakers there at ThreadX. So we're actually heading directly out of here to ThreadX.
Exactly. It's going to be in my hometown. It's going to be in Scottsdale Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday.
Yep.
And Aaron and I will be broadcasting live from there and doing a lot of interviews, that sort of thing. So pretty excited about that. ThreadX has been, we've been to all three events as the two regular guys, and it's been tremendous. It's not nuts and bolts screen printing or embroidery or anything like that, but it is how to run your business, how to be successful, how to brand your business, that sort of thing.
Yeah, for sure. So, so they are all different. We love the DAX shows because of the intimacy. I mean, there's a lot of people here, so you know this rush right now. But you're going to get a chance to really have a good conversation with everybody that wants to have those conversations.
Right,
you know, where occasionally you get to some of these other shows and you've got people lined up so deep that you might not, I've had people that have said, oh, I was so upset they wouldn't talk to me. It's like, well, you got to get in there, you got to get in there and mix it up. It's they're 12 deep. Now, if they're sitting there on their phones or doing something else, then that's a different story. But if there's just a bunch of people in the booth, then, so.
Yeah, this is definitely a more intimate type of trade show here at DAX. You can really spend some time, and it's the only trade show I've been at where we had a couch in our booth. So
exactly.
We'll have to pay in the camera at some point in time. And
exactly. Providence is new for NBM this year, Jeff says. So good stuff. NBM will be in Richmond, Virginia in July. I will be there. Terry comes from CMO Screen Print Supply. So good morning. All right. So that's I think that's a pretty good rundown of the differences. Like Terry said, start with the one that's closest to you, and then when you're talking about the bigger shows like Impressions Expo Long Beach or even Atlantic City coming up here,
right.
The Printing United show, things like that. I think those are always a must too, because you get to see, like you've said, that the scope, the entirety of what happens in our world. We kind of get in our own little worlds here. So
this fall, Printing United is going to be in Atlanta, and we've been invited by SGIA to podcast directly from a booth space there. So we're pretty excited about doing that as well.
Decorating area of sorts where there's lots of hands-on stuff going on and things like
that. Exactly right. So
we'll have more details on that after ThreadX. So we're excited about that.
We're going to be definitely meeting with the folks from SGIA at ThreadX to talk about that. But we'll definitely be doing probably a show every day there.
Yep, indeed. So so really good stuff, Terry. Let's talk a little bit more about well, you know what? Actually, I want to talk to you about scheduling and estimating production time.
Exactly.
You know anybody that knows anything about that?
I know a little bit about that, and
you know a lot about that. Too modest.
This it is an inspiration of mine from standing in the middle of my production floor going, man, there's got to be a way to do this. There's got to be a way to schedule my production. When somebody walks in the door, I should be able to say, this order is going to take 2 hours and 15 minutes. And that means from setup, production, tear it down, reach for the first screen of the next job. And so in April, the 5 Wednesdays in April, I'm going to be doing a presentation about how to schedule your production, how to estimate production time, how to study your downtime, and what's causing me to lose production time.
Sure.
And so we're going to talk about that. We're going to also talk about how to use your own numbers, because you can use my numbers all day long, but that doesn't mean that you're scheduling production right. You know, maybe you're faster than me, maybe you're slower than me, but you have to use your numbers to be able to actually schedule production. And it's all about Aaron. It's all about sleeping at night. And by that I mean it's you're able to schedule production, be able to look at that schedule and say, okay, the next order that comes in, I can have this for you next Tuesday, as opposed to when do you need it? Because if it's when you need it, that means you're juggling production. You're not scheduling production. And so for those 5 Wednesday nights, we're going to be talking about how to do that in your own shop.
Yeah. So April 1st will be the first one. Right. And like you said, all the way in through April 29th. And so, Terry, what I want to talk about though here is, you know, this is something that I think is really important for folks, because it allows them to be more profitable. And this to me is the why. You're able to take what you're currently doing, and you're able to not have to buy more equipment, not have to hire more people, not have to do all of these added expense things. All you have to do is follow this formula, this path that you've laid out for them. So what's the why? I mean, get deeper into that for me.
It's you know, right back to the whole concept of I know where I am with my schedule at all times. And you know, Aaron, a big part of it too is I do something where I'll go into somebody's shop and say, I can double your production in 30 days. And it's proven that you can do that. And you can always tell who the screen printing operators are, because their eyes turn into saucers, you know, and they're like, wait, I can't print twice as fast. It's never about printing twice as fast. It's all about setup and tear down. That's where we lose our production time. And we're going to really dig into that, how to improve on that, and how to identify it. Because even in my own shop, when I was here in Kansas City, I ran a production shop. We had 75 production floor employees. And I did this. I did a test to see what's causing downtime. And it's something I didn't even realize, Aaron. It came down to orders being pulled correctly. And so we implemented a new rule that every order had to be double counted, and somebody had to sign their name that the quantities were correct, and that improved our production time hugely. But it's one of those things that you know, in people's shops, you get so used to having downtime that you don't even notice why. And I was in a shop in Maryland one time, and the owner of the company said, well, Terry, I appreciate everything you're saying, but my you know, I'm doing over $1 million in production, and I can't stop to implement your plan. And I said, well, it looks like you're stopped already. And and there was not a single press running in this shop because of downtime, because they were having issues with
Come on in. Hey, how's it going? There we go. We can put one in front of your face here if you'd like. You can sit right in here. All right. So so the one thing I wanted to also touch on here is, you know, to, like you said, the downtime and cutting that downtime and implementing these things.
Right.
You know, I love the comment about the fact that, well, it looks like you've got plenty of time right now because the press,
there's not a single press running. Right. Exactly.
Because
right.
That's when a shop is actually making money. That's when they're making profit. Right. I mean, it's and so if you can eliminate, reduce, I mean, in a lot of cases, I think you found that their opportunity is just to completely eliminate it.
Right.
Right? I mean,
Exactly right. Exactly right. And again, people don't even realize that their shop is down.
Yeah.
And you know, if you walk onto one of my production floors, I'd be sitting in my office, and well, when I was running a production here in Kansas City,
yeah.
I had 4 automatic presses and 6 manual presses, and you know, I could sit in my office, and all of a sudden, I would perk my head up and go, "One of the presses isn't running."
Yeah, yeah.
I'd be out on the floor, and you know, why are we stopped? Is there a reason that we're not producing goods? And that's, you know, the only time you make money is when those presses are running.
Yeah,
and so
when the finished goods are coming off the end.
Exactly right, and
that's
shipping
the
out the door.
moment, right?
Exactly right. But if you walk by presses and there's nobody there, or they're looking for squeegees, or they're looking for mediums and that sort of thing, you're not making money doing that.
Totally. All right, let's get a couple comments here, Terry. I do not like it when Cindy King says, I do not like it when someone asks, what time will you be finished? I just want to say, let me calculate the minutes per run and I'll call you back.
There you go.
and then let's see here. Another comment says, that's another thing. You count an order and then you get a phone call and that you're missing a piece. All you can do is print another one. So,
yeah. Well, one of my rules also is no order goes onto the production floor unless it's complete, and that means I've got artwork. I know my quantities. That order does not go on the schedule until it's ready to be produced.
Yeah. Nice. Okay. So, question I had for you, Terry, as we've been talking about this and going through that is, you know, obviously with your background and where you come from, this is screen print heavy.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right.
Now that's not to say though, I feel like some of these techniques can be implemented into a embroidery business.
Sure, absolutely. It's totally translatable. It's just a matter of more than anything. Again, you calculating your production time, and you know, where I'm saying it's a 6-color job, embroidery, you know, it's 50,000 stitches or whatever.
Yeah.
And you can assign a number to that.
Yeah, totally. So, all right. Well, so excited about that. April 1st, that's coming. Now, here's what you got to do. If you haven't already signed up to be a scholar. Here, we'll get a couple of our eyeglass cleaners here. And yeah, so if you go over to decoratorscommunity.com and you sign up to be a scholar down there, we will be sending out information. It's on me. So hopefully within a week or so here, about where you can start signing up for this. But just make sure you're over at decorators.com. Enter your information to be a scholar there. If you're already on it, great. If you want to go and make sure that you're actually on it, fill it in again. That's totally fine.
Right.
You're not going to get 2 emails. The system is smart enough to figure that out. So that's good. Yeah. So go decoratorscommunity.com, get signed up. That will get you on the list. So as soon as we have the ability to sign you up for Terry's classes coming up in April, screen printing. What's the title of it again?
Scheduling and estimating production time.
I had the S word. Scheduling and estimating production time. So,
and that's just the start of several projects that Aaron, you and I are working on together, and very, very excited about getting more education out there, because as our regular listeners know, we had 2 regular guys who are all about education and getting better at what we do.
Totally. And that there, Terry, is what we would call a segue, a very good segue into, I want to talk a little bit more about DAX here. We've mentioned the panels, we've talked about some things, but again, one of the things we really love about DAX is their focus on education.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
The Scott and Margie who owner operators of DAX do an amazing, incredible, fantastic job. 2 of the nicest people I know. They've actually helped us out here.
Right.
You know, so we're actually quote technically sitting in the educators lounge right
now. Exactly.
So, you know, again, totally focused on education. And I think that's what, to me, I feel like there's a swell. I feel like the industry is really doing some cool things. You know, I feel like we're transitioning a little bit, you know, getting into some younger folks. You would mention Kayla Gayton. an amazingly talented young lady that is doing her first seminar here
as we speak.
Yeah. So if you're not here in Kansas City, make sure you get to Minnesota or Chicago. She will be at both of those, talking about branding. I mean, and she's a screen printer, but she understands the need to go beyond, pushing and pulling squeegees or whatever,
because those days are gone. Everybody has a story to tell, and that's what branding's about.
Hey, Scott, how are you, sir? Good to see you. How are you? Good, sir. Good. Outstanding. Well, we're live, so if you want to sit down and chat, though. Okay. All right. Well, give us a second and hang out in the green room over there. Yeah, it's comfy, but it's hard to get out of. So.
Yeah, that's the drawback to an inflatable couch. Easy to sit on, not so easy to get out of.
Exactly. All right, so education definitely key. That's what we're here to talk about. I mean, we're doing some really fun things here. Eric's got demystifying digitizing, the next level digitizing, which is coming up at the end of March. So yeah, that 3 or 4 day period right around the start of April is going to be rocking and rolling.
Right.
Lots of great stuff.
So what seminar are you doing? A couple of seminars here, right?
I'm doing just one seminar here.
Okay.
It's about e-commerce, basically what works and what didn't, after some experience and time with my wife and her business called WeHeart.biz. We've made mistakes. We've learned some things. We've done some things right. So we're going to talk about all these different little, what we've done. Now, you could, I guess, if you wanted to, but probably wouldn't work well. But just kind of understanding what the process is, what you need to work on.
Right.
We're using Shopify. You don't have to use Shopify. Use what's going to fit your business model. But here's why we chose Shopify, and here's what some of the things we wanted it to do for us. So you need to think about that within your platform, kind of thing. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. 12:30 today. So
very good.
I have to take my laptop with me.
Tomorrow I'm going to be doing on being a great screen printer, and so that seminar is for folks that have started their business. And I did something similar at the Impressions Expo. Yep. That was entitled "I'm a new screen printer. Now what?" Yeah. And it's talking about, okay, I've got the equipment. I have some customers now. How am I going to do this better? How am I going to do this faster?
For sure. Yeah. So that'll be a great one. And then we've got the Ask an Expert panel discussions going on.
Right.
Both days, this afternoon, and then tomorrow afternoon. So man, jam-packed stuff going on here. And then a party tonight. Scott and Margie are throwing a fantastic party. So
right. It's
we like to party.
DAX is definitely, if you're in the Midwest, this is the place to be for sure.
Nice. All right. Well, we've got a friend of mine over here, Scott Brandt. And
how about if I give Scott my spot here?
Okay, I'll slide over, Scott. Chat. You can come right in here. Scott, you sit in this one. Oh, you're gonna come around. All right, that's the green room, Alan. But that's right, the Merv Griffin couch over there. Fantastic. Todd says, "Is that going to stream the live panel?" We will do everything the goal is to stream that, Todd. So we're going to do everything in our power to stream said live video panel this afternoon. So stay tuned for that right here at facebook.com/2regularguys. You can find us on our YouTube channel. Scott, how are you, sir? Good to see you again. Scott, probably some excitement going on around here. There was this football game that I heard about.
I know.
Sounded like things went pretty well there. What happened?
I sold about 1,000 Super Bowl champ shirts for the Kansas City Chiefs. It's been 50 years.
Wow.
I wasn't even alive.
Wow. Yep. Terry's a big Chiefs fan as well. So
at 15. I bought them from a massive company called Fanatics.
Okay.
They said they made 500,000 shirts overnight in one night.
Wow.
And it's hopefully with Patrick Mahomes, he'll be the next Tom Brady.
And you'll have a dynasty on your hands.
We'll have a dynasty, and my kids will keep getting paid for years and years and years to come.
Sure. So, Scott, if you don't mind, just kind of give us a little bit of a rundown. So you're buying from a company that's just a licensed situation here.
Yes,
I mean, I've heard lots of stuff about people getting their businesses taken away, all sorts of trouble. You guys obviously went through the correct channels. What's that look like?
basically, Fanatics and 47 brand, who I buy from, are glorified screen printers. They're massive screen printers that have gotten licenses to manufacture all this merchandise, and they sell it to me. And I make a good 40% markup.
Wow,
so
that's great.
A $30 shirt, I make about $8, $9.
Wow.
And all I have to do is take it out of the box, put it on the rack, and watch it go out the door.
Nice. So you guys have one location, several locations?
We
I
have
can't
one
remember.
location. Okay. We're 100 years old. We opened in 1918. We're a 5th generation family clothing
wow,
store.
That's so cool.
We sold menswear for 70 years. Now we offer screen printing, embroidery, and we have merchandise for 11 different teams.
Wow.
Two high schools, 3 pro teams, and 6 colleges.
So you're a little bit busy.
We keeps us. Plus, I have a 4 to 6-year-old. So what more fun could it be?
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Awesome. So what brought you to DAX here today?
I've been coming to DAX for 15 years, and I'm 20 minutes away. I won't miss it because there's so many great things going on here at this new KCI Expo Center, and I won't miss it because if you're not here, you're not in the industry.
Yep, totally. Cool. Well, great, man. It's great to see you. Thank you so much. Where can people find your store, find out more about you guys?
Downtown Liberty and brandsclothing.com.
Brandsclothing.com. Excellent. Scott, great to see you as always, sir.
Good to see you, Aaron.
All righty. I'll take that mic off your hands there. Awesome. Always love hanging out with Scott. Super nice guy. Thanks a lot, Scott. See you. Alan, are you ready to get in here? You can take my spot here.
By the way, how about them Chiefs? I got to Aaron. I went to Austin. My son Chris lives in Manhattan, and not Manhattan, Kansas, by the way. It's the Manhattan, and so he was in Austin for a meeting, and then so I flew down. My other son lives in Austin, so we got to watch the Chiefs in my son's bar, and it was pretty darn exciting.
Being from Detroit, I didn't know football teams are supposed to win.
So there's this thing called the postseason, and I know that you guys don't have that there, but
it's when we start looking forward to baseball.
I used to live in Portsmouth, Ohio.
Yes.
And that is where the Detroit Lions came from. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
They moved to Detroit in 1936. They were the Portsmouth Spartans back in the day.
A fun fact. When I get home, I'll be using that.
All right. So we have Alan Howe here. And Alan, you have a new position. Tell us about your new company.
I am. Well, it's not my company, but I have I started January 1 with Easy Way Systems.
What comes around goes around, doesn't it?
It does. It's kind of like the owner kind of just said, John Schluter, when he welcomed me back, said it's almost like the prodigal comes home.
Exactly right.
You live long enough, chapters end, chapters begin, and I'm just excited. I'm still have a book. When I was the company I was at before, I had some great years. I worked with some great people. I learned a ton. So I don't think there's anything in the career that I have or places that I've worked that I haven't come away a better person, a more educated person.
Exactly. So tell for our listeners who don't know, tell us a little bit about Easy Way.
Easy Way is out of Delano, Minnesota. They are a manufacturer of reclaiming chemical and on-press cleaners. They seem to be the machine whisperers. Automatic reclaim is becoming much more affordable and a lot more labor savings, and Easy Way's really embraced that and worked very hard on that. So that's kind of the niche, and I'm excited to be a part of it.
So are you working regionally? Are you working nationally?
Well, Easy Way works nationally. I cover Michigan, Ohio, Indiana, and Kentucky for them. And Arizona, so supporting our dealers.
And Arizona.
So I have a dealer that has a branch in Ohio, their corporate office, and they have a small branch in Arizona.
Gotcha.
So I support that also. So
it was 80 degrees in Arizona when I left yesterday, by the way.
It was 8 degrees in Michigan.
If you want to make a call there.
Next week, I'm staying there all week. ThreadX.
Exactly right. Right there in Scottsdale, Arizona.
It's going to be a great time. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a great seminar.
So have you attended the first two ThreadX
I
events,
was
or-
at the first one. I wasn't there last
Okay.
year.
Okay.
So,
It's going to the first one was like going to Woodstock. You know, everybody thought it was just going to a concert, but
Yeah.
once you got there, it's like, oh my gosh, this is incredible.
I wish I could have went last year. I'm so glad I'm going this year. I'm proud to have been part of the SGI Garment Decorators Committee that helps put that on. So I'm real excited about the lineup this year. I'm going to do a special plug. One of the speakers, Jason Rink, who does, he's an expert in video marketing and video production.
Right.
Jason and I were roommates like years ago when we were both young before he was married. I was in his wedding. So I'm real excited
That's
about
very
that.
cool. Very
So
cool.
I get to introduce Jason at ThreadX. I think he's speaking at Shirt Lab also.
Very cool.
So I'm real excited. So check him out, jasonrink.com. I think he should be a Two Regular Guys
a guest.
guest sometime.
Well, that sounds like a great idea. We'd love to have him on the show.
Or maybe Small Business Saturday, possibly even. So
on the junior yellow legal pad. Exactly.
Terry started on these and then worked his way up to the regular legal pads.
But as I tell Aaron all the time, when the zombie apocalypse happens, I'll still have all my notes. And
That's true.
His will be lost.
That's
and-
true. Our phones won't work and our cars won't start, but we will have screen print notes.
Yeah, Aaron has
decorating
pointed
notes.
out to me that what are we going to need with notes during the zombie apocalypse? But hey, there's always a reason to print T-shirts.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I survived the zombie apocalypse.
Stay inside. It's
So
dangerous
far.
outside. How would you sell them though? That's where Amazon comes. They'll still be delivering
Right,
by
it'll,
drone.
it'll be barter. You know?
Yeah.
It's 12 rhubarbs for a
Yeah,
for a
exactly.
T-shirt.
12 rhubarbs. 12 rhubarbs. We have a special for 3 Brussels sprouts.
Right.
Man, what about DAX? This is early in the morning. First started. It's packed already.
You know, I was mentioning to Aaron before you came over here that the stalls event going on had standing room. They were along both
Wow.
walls and in the back. Exactly.
Oh, I didn't even see that. I have a seminar at 12:30, and Scott told me when he came in, he said, you have a good crowd signed up. So I don't know what that
Fantastic.
means. I'm real excited though.
I have a seminar tomorrow on how to become a great screen printer. So I'm excited about doing that as well.
Well, I'm doing one today that will trump yours. I'm doing 5 fundamentals of the screen printer. So if you don't have 5 fundamentals, don't bother going to Terry's because you can't be great if you don't have these.
Well, true enough. And I know that you have done seminars in the past on printing white ink on polyesters, and I do remember walking into the back of one of your seminars just saying, "Hey, just print on cotton." Drop the mic and walked away.
Well, I think I deserve that because I introduced you as my father too. So
You did indeed. You did indeed.
Might have been it. I actually quote you in the beginning of this
Do you?
seminar. Yeah, because you have the quote that there's a lot of screen printers, just not a lot of good ones. And I give you credit for that. But I always remember I add to it and even less great ones.
True enough.
And this is about the 5 fundamentals. What do the great screen printers do that most people don't know? And it's just control of these 5 fundamentals. It's not hard. It's not expensive. And I really like it. I think it's good.
You know, I've had a thought lately about screen printers and those screen printers, that handful of screen printers that can do full color simulated process, that sort of thing. I think those screen printers are going away. I think that a screen printer today, when they want to produce that type of thing, they're going to go to direct to garment, maybe sublimation. But I think that the opportunity for those great screen printers are going to be there because it's going to be a smaller pool of people that have the ability to do those photographic reproduction prints. What do you think?
I agree. You know, I remember when direct to garment first came out. You know, there was always the argument, well, no, I'm a screen printer, I'm a direct to garment printer and all that. And I never saw it that way. I see it as another market.
Right.
We have to look at that. We are all garment decorators, whether it's sublimation, which I still don't understand. Aaron knows that. There's no squeegee. What's up with that?
But at least you say it right. And most people
does.
do today. Nobody's saying sublimation.
Sublimation. I like that. Sublimation. Get a squeegee. No. Whether it's back to the point of whether it's sublimation or embroidery or heat transfer or screen printing or direct to garment, everybody needs to have the same focus of, I'm a garment decorator. I want a quality product to make it a fair value at a good profit.
Right.
And what does that take to do that? So I think even in screen printing, when there's still we still have the garage printers and the people that are just slopping ink on there. We call them ink slingers and on there. But I think you're right, Terry. It's not going to be just if you can do simulated process, then you have a leg up on your competition. But then it's the simple things of it's not about, can I print fast? Can I print well? It's not about how many shirts you print. It's how many invoices can you make a day? And an invoice is the job is done, completed quickly, and shipped out, because then you can invoice and get paid. So if it's a one color white on a black shirt or a simulated photorealistic print on a white shirt, the great screen printers, what changes in their process? And the answer is nothing. So when I came up with this, I remember being at Andy Anderson's shop in Nashville.
Right.
So Andy, for people don't know, has won over 100 awards for simulated process and for color process. He doesn't have a big shop. It's 2 automatics. And I'm watching him, and I have pictures of it, do this Garth Brooks shirt.
Right.
And it was just incredible. And I have a sample of it I carry with me for this seminar. And it's just incredible. But I look on this other automatic, and he's doing a left chest black on a white polo.
Well,
and what changes in his process? The answer was nothing. It's still about proper screen mesh, proper tension. It's still about proper coating, proper exposing, proper cure, proper squeegee and flood bar, and those are your 5 fundamentals.
Right.
And when you control all of those, then white on a black shirt isn't a thing.
Because that's the bread and butter for screen printers. If you ever walked in my shop, what are you going to see on the wall? You're going to see all those Disney prints that I did.
Absolutely.
And that wasn't me bragging. That was up there so that you feel warm and fuzzy about buying from me. But you're going to look at that and go, that's really cool. Here's what I need: Jim's towing service and a phone number on the back. That's where we make our money.
I have a simulated process from Lake Erie Apparel, and it's this great print on the front, and then on the back is just big white letters.
Right.
Exactly. It says Happy Hooker. It's a bait shop. It's that he prints where he's up on Lake Erie, and it is, and it just says white Happy Hooker bait, Port Clinton, Ohio. And you know what? What changed in his process? Nothing.
Right.
For either side. So it's still about the processes. It's still about how much ink, when you can get better ink yields, faster print speeds, that's called profit in my mind.
Exactly right. Port Clinton, Ohio. I spent my summers when I was in college working at Cedar Point, and
oh wow, I probably went there. What?
Yeah, you were probably just a young child coming up to my trade or my booth there.
What booth was it?
Did a lot of fish and chips.
I'm sure it did. My mom loved fish and chips. I'm sure we were there.
Everybody wanted to work the rides until you realize that every 30 seconds you're saying, exit quickly to your left, exit quickly to your left, exit quickly to your left. At least in foods,
exit quickly to your left. I think I'm going to kill myself. Help me. Exit quickly before I die. Yeah.
You know what I didn't realize is, pardon me, the 3,000 college students they hired there, they hired 6 girls to every guy. I was 19 years old when I started working there. I would have worked there for free.
You were in heaven. Well, we could talk about stories there. As I got older and teenagers, we did go up there, and I did meet a few girls that worked there, and it was nice. It was fun. So, yeah, those are stories not for the air.
Exactly. Well, hey, it's the internet, so we can say whatever we want. But
I'd still rather not. My mom might be listening.
All right, Alan. Well, we really appreciate you being on the show with us today.
Thanks a lot, guys.
And congratulations on your new position with Easy Way.
I'll be here if you're at the show. I'll be hanging around the P&J booth, one of our dealers. So we'll see you then.
All right, super.
And I'll see you guys at ThreadX.
Absolutely. Look forward to it.
Talk to you later.
Thanks, Alan.
Yep.
All right. So, all right, Aaron. We are probably coming up on the end of our broadcast morning, I imagine. Do we have any more questions and comments, Aaron, from listeners?
I'm looking.
I'm afraid to know.
We still got another 15 minutes or so, Terry.
We do?
So, oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's see what we got here. At the time, there was nothing. So we did get a question. Are we going to be doing a live walk around?
I think we should.
Yeah, I think we're going to do that. We're going to try to pull that off.
We'll go walk about.
Yeah, jam-packed today might be a little tough. It may end up being tomorrow morning or something like that.
That's probably a good idea, or maybe a little later in the day.
Because also jam-packed halls right now. The aisles are packed, and that is fantastic.
A lot of folks coming by waving and
so if you're in the area, make sure that you do get by and stop by. Let's see here. Yeah, I think Alan, the only question was rhubarbs ?
What are they? Rhubarb is
it's a form of payment in the zombie apocalypse.
Rhubarb is a vegetable that by itself is very tough. I only know it with my mom being from the South.
Rhubarb pie.
They would mix it with strawberry rhubarb cobbler, which is way better. But it's grown. It's a stalk. It's almost like a celery type plant. So
having
that's
grown
another
up in
fun fact, like the Detroit Lions. There, what is rhubarb? So Terry and our veritable warehouse of worthless knowledge and trivial fact.
If it has no monetary value, I know it.
You got it. Yep, there it is. Nothing to do with screen printing. My career is done. All right, thanks a lot, guys.
All right, thanks, Alan.
And make sure you come by and say hello to Alan over there at the T&J booth. And Terry, we're gonna have to get you some water here.
I know.
Sir. Sorry.
I was sick a couple of weeks ago, and I just cannot shake this cough. I apologize to everybody out there.
Yeah, I'm gonna slide over a little bit. Just kidding.
We're rooming together, so you've got it.
Nice. All right, so Terry, next week we're gonna be talking to Clay from CorralTrainer.com.
Right.
And he was actually gonna pop over here in just a moment, but
he looks pretty busy over there.
Yeah, he's got lots of folks around his booth, so. I'm just excited to talk to him about his new software. He kind of released it at Impressions Expo Long Beach, and it's a cool concept. I for whatever reason I would have never thought of that. He's obviously Corel trainer, so he's teaching CorelDRAW and training you how to use it to better your business, but to do it in such a way that it's actually inside the program that he's teaching. That's cool. That's a really cool idea. So
Clay is also teaching Corel at Atlas Screen Supply. So the day before I do my Saturday and Sunday classes, he's doing a Friday class, both in Chicago and in Nashville on the CorelDRAW. So it's a great opportunity. I see my daughter Taylor is watching right now. Hi, Taylor.
Hi, Taylor. Hi, grandkids.
Yeah, Henry, Lincoln, Oliver. They're probably running and screaming, and Taylor's watching in the kitchen.
So Heidi says more info on the Corel Trainer. Yep. So if you just go to CorelTrainer.com, you'll be able to find out lots of information. But we're going to effort to get Clay on here, but he is invested in some conversations right now. So. But he will be on the program next Friday.
Right.
Regularly scheduled back home, Terry, and maybe you'll be at home. Who knows?
Let's see. Yeah. Where will I be next week? Yeah, I'll be home. I'll be home. I'm actually teaching a screen printing class at Workhorse Products in Phoenix. So it's a 30-minute drive and no traffic on Saturdays and Sundays. We have actually a couple of spots left in that class. It's filling up very, very fast, but
where can people go to sign up?
They could go to terrycombs.com and just click on Phoenix class, and you can sign up right there.
Cool. Very cool. All right. So, what else do we got here, guys? Alan is now watching. That's the coolest part about this.
Alan's just watching for himself.
Yeah, exactly. Make sure we don't say anything disparaging about him.
About rhubarbs.
Or about rhubarb, yep. I've never actually had rhubarb, so
I don't think I have either. Yeah. I did grow up in Saltville, Virginia, so that's why I brought up the term rhubarb,
which
but
is the capital of
the salt capital of the Confederacy. They
Gotcha.
probably took that sign down by now.
You think?
But when I lived there,
Okay.
that's what it said.
There was a sign there.
Yeah,
All
the
right.
only industry in Saltville, Virginia was destroyed by Union cavalry in 1864. So the salt mines.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
yeah. But so when I grew up there, it was a lot of coal miners, a lot of, I was a preacher's kid. You know, my dad was a Bible pounding Nazarene preacher right there in Saltville. And so that says a lot about me, I think.
I
for
think
everybody
you're
out
right.
there who
I
knows
think
me.
you're right. All right. Cindy says I may have to try it in a cobbler. Pamela says sour celery. Blah. Alan, we're just reading the comments. All right. No, I don't think Alan really is all that concerned about rhubarb, but
Yeah, it was. He was talking about. I said, you know, during the zombie apocalypse, you know, I'd still be printing T-shirts.
gotcha.
And he said, well, how will people pay? And I said, well, you know, 12 rhubarbs.
Okay.
I'll trade you 12
Now-
rhubarbs for
Now it
a
makes much more sense.
for a T-shirt.
Yeah, indeed. All right.
It's all barter in the apocalypse.
Okay.
So,
Not only are you learning about screen print, embroidery, sublimation, all of that stuff here, you're also learning how to survive in the apocalypse. So very good.
you guys give that couch a try.
Yeah, feel free, sit right down, enjoy, relax, put your feet up. Yeah, it's great to get in. It's hard to get out of. But you can charge your cell phones there too. So come on over. The lounge is here. So excellent. We got people coming by, and our blow up couch is a hit.
It's a hit. It's a huge hit.
Nobody's really used it yet. I sat in it.
Everybody
for a
wants
moment.
to squeeze it, but nobody wants to sit in it.
Well, like I said, it's very appealing to sit down in. It's just extremely difficult to get out of.
You kind of have to roll off onto the floor to get out of it.
But boy, it's going to be comfy after you've been walking around for several hours.
Exactly
here
right.
today.
And as you mentioned, we've got a charging station over here. So after you've been walking the show for a while, come over and relax and put your feet up and charge your phone and hang out with the two regular guys.
Stop by and get a two regular guys eyeglass cleaner.
There you go.
Here, a Scholar Decorators Community eyeglass cleaner. If I was a better marketeer, I would have said helping you see clearer, but I did not.
But a fine example of sublimation.
Exactly. So feel free to grab one of those, and yeah, Terry, I think we've covered a good bit of ground here.
I think so too.
We'll just stay tuned. It's going to be kind of on and off throughout the rest of the day.
Right. Tune in later today, and
Yep.
we'll try to do the walk around, or at least tomorrow morning.
But we'll probably come back live here a few more times today if we can. Like I said, I've got to run and do that seminar soon. Todd says cold beer. There will probably be some cold beer later on.
There.
Yes.
Just like last night. I did see a couple of comments pop up there. Is Todd telling us a dad joke? I can't see them
Yeah.
from over here.
Oh, yeah. We didn't do a dad joke today. You have one?
I don't.
Lisa had one that she posted, and I can't remember what it is now. I'll come up with one in here in a second. Or Todd, give us a dad joke, please. All right. Cindy says, I don't think my phone charger cord will reach all the way there. I'm glad y'all are having a great show. I've got a pretty long cord. I don't know if it'll make it to Texas or not, but hey. Excellent. So yeah, lots of good stuff going on here, Terry. Right around the corner from us here, we've got the good folks over at TRW. We've had an opportunity to talk to Michael from Sublimation 101, so we're trying to get him over here.
It was funny this morning. We were testing our speakers that Matt Vasallo from TRW stuck his head around the corner. I'm like, are you trying to see if our speaker's louder than your speaker? Because Matt does a lot of demos right there in his booth, and it's
and he's super cool with the wireless, and yeah, so
he's quite the educator. And for anybody who doesn't know, Matt started life as a teacher. So that it was a perfect transition for him to be start his own rhinestone business and become an educator.
Yes, excellent. Hi, how are you? Yeah, thanks for joining us here. So Terry, let's see, what else did we miss?
Hi, how are you?
There you go. Yeah, so yeah, come on in, and we want people to come in, sit down, enjoy, take. We're here to discuss ideas, right?
We are indeed.
That's our whole goal here at the Decorators Community, powered by two regular guys. So we're discussing ideas. We're discussing bettering the industry, bettering ourselves, all of those fun things.
Exactly right.
Todd, I'm still waiting for that dad joke. All right. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Got one up. Heidi's got one for us too. Thank you. Heidi says, "How do you know the moon is going broke?"
I don't know. How do you know?
It's down to its last quarter. Todd says, "How many apples grow on a tree?"
Is that 100 apples, Todd?
That would be all of them.
Oh,
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for the dad jokes. New regular happening on Two Regular Guys. So
yeah. It's my daughter pointed out about 2 weeks ago when I wasn't on the show. She's like, "Well, how can they do a dad joke if you're not on?"
I'm a dad too, Taylor. It's okay.
Right.
All right. Todd says, "Did you hear about the restaurant on the moon? No atmosphere." All right, we're
Now I want a moon pie. Speaking of growing up in the South.
indeed. All right, Terry. Well, let's go ahead and sign off. I'm gonna have to run around to the other side here, but
All right.
you want to tell people where to find us both here on the web, all that kind of fun stuff. While
Absolutely.
while I shut us down over
Absolutely.
there.
We are at the number 2 regularguys.com, and we're here in booth 405 at the DAX show, and hope to see you guys here, and keep watching because we'll be doing more live broadcasts throughout the event.